There's this clarity you get, where you're focused on the moment, the unknown, the danger on the other side of the door.
Entry team in position. Keep moving.
You position your team.
Prepare to make entry.
You secure your weapon.
Fall in. Follow me.
You take a deep breath and pray to God you're ready.
SWAT 4 is one of the best tactical shooters of all time. The game came out in 2005. 16 years has passed, but it's so good that it still holds up today. The game was a major success among critics and fans. So why did we never get to see SWAT 5? My name is Seb, and this is the story of SWAT, a project called Division 9, and the sequel we never got. It's 1999, and Sierra Online, a game company founded by Ken and Roberta Williams, are major players in the PC gaming genre. Just the previous year, Sierra published Half-Life together with Valve. A small development team from Sierra has been working on a new idea for a few years, and just before the Christmas deadline, they publish. The game is SWAT 3, Close Quarters Battle.
Officer, as a member of SWAT, the next 7 days will be some of the most challenging of your career, as Los Angeles hosts the signing of the United Nations Nuclear Abolishment Treaty and celebrates Global Peace Day 2005.
SWAT 3 is the third entry in what is known as the Police Quest SWAT series, a spin-off from the fairly popular Police Quest series. But SWAT 3 was very different from its predecessors. It was a first-person tactical shooter, a direction no Police Quest game had ever taken before. SWAT 3 had an emphasis on realism, real police tactics, including proper room clearance, use of less lethal weaponry, ordering for compliance and arresting enemies rather than shooting on sight. The game differentiated between authorized and unauthorized use of force. In 1999, this was groundbreaking and would help lay the foundation for what tactical shooters would be defined by. The developers worked tightly with real SWAT members and found inspiration by a competitor that proved to the team that this new genre would be successful, and that competitor was Rainbow Six, developed by Red Storm Entertainment. The development team had worked hard on building this new hardcore experience from scratch with a brand new engine before it hit the Christmas sale of '99. SWAT 3 goes on to receive great critical acclaim with mostly positive reviews. Despite this success, the company had to go through massive layoffs and restructuring after it was discovered that their parent company had a massive bookkeeping fraud.
So what really brought down Sierra, unfortunately, was that this new mega corporation called Sendent, it was announced like a year later in 1998 or something like that, that they were cooking the books. So they are a publicly traded company, and they were lying about their accounting. And I think, I don't really remember the details, but basically, I'm sure it's probably like they were saying, you know, they made a big profit, but they actually lost a lot or something like that. Either way, you can't cook the books when you're a public company.
After the fallout, Sierra became part of Havas Interactive. Havas Interactive would then again merge with other companies to become Vivendi. Sierra would unofficially go on to reduce the development of their in-house games, and instead focus on being a publisher. After the success of SWAT 3, the new parent company, Vivendi, they want another SWAT game, and they want Sierra to do it themselves. It's E3 2002. Games like Halo 2, Doom 3 and Silent Hill 3 is being announced. Sierra is also on the occasion with their new SWAT project. The game is ready to be showcased.
I be packing the problem solve right here.
PCC's attended on TAC 1. We have a response for your advice when ready for information. Numerous shots have been fired and reports of victims down. Irrational has conducted several flybys and confirmed suspects present.
SWAT Urban Justice is announced as the follow-up to SWAT 3. The game is being marketed and is even showcased with a playable demo on the convention floor. What the public did not know was that this title had become stuck in development. Sierra and Vivendi desperately needed to do something about the situation. This paved way for another game studio to come in and develop the successor to SWAT 3. This studio was Irrational Games. The studio was most known for System Shock 2 and had previously worked on other titles with Sierra and Vivendi. Irrational Games would receive the unfinished scraps and parts of what used to be SWAT Urban Justice.
Stack it up. Those hands in the air!
I have visual contact. We have suspect contact.
Go, go, go! Time to move! Hands in the air! Here they come! Run!
Reaching with C2, sir.
Central BCC, barricade hostage situation.
On your knees!
Moving clear. Going ready.
Get down! Hands in the air!
Yeah, moving now.
Don't shoot hands! Go, go! Police, hands up now!
Central BCC to Adam Boyd, Truck 1 on TAC 2.
This is U1. Go ahead, Central.
With Irrational Games in charge, the game released in April of 2005. With SWAT 4, Irrational Games focused on improving the basic gameplay of what made SWAT 3 such a success. They improved the squad-made AI, added new and exciting non-lethal weapons to emphasize the heritage of SWAT units, they revamped the leadership system, they added character dialogue to give the teammates more of a personality. And with Unreal Engine 2, Irrational brought the game's graphic to a competitive edge. Having built the art direction from scratch, the game was gritty, it was cynical, and it was dark. In an interview with I Eat Games, you can listen to Nate Wells, the former art director, explain the vision they had with SWAT 4.
The approach to take was that we wanted to show how actually terrible the places that SWAT goes is. That they don't always get to go into these glamorous places. Sometimes the people aren't worth saving. There's an ambiguity to it. So every level, we basically reconceive the world as an East Coast city, but it's not an East Coast city. It's an East Coast city through the lens of David Fincher, right? It's like Seven. Right. It's always dark. It's always raining. Right. Things are just unbelievably grim. Yeah. Like one of the very first missions, you go to this Chinese restaurant, which is under an overpass. It's like it's in Queens. It's this horrible little restaurant. And upstairs is an apartment, which is being leased to the person you're trying to find. Yeah. And you get up to the apartment, and it's dirty, and there's clothes and beer bottles everywhere, and a game console. And then you go into the bedroom, and you see that there's a little child's playpen.
SWAT 4 would become a major success. As a tribute to the game that was cancelled, SWAT Urban Justice, the developers put to title in this little Easter egg that you can find in the game. A year later, Irrational develops and releases SWAT 4, the Stechkov Syndicate expansion pack. The expansion pack for SWAT is released in February and March. The expansion added great improvements to the game, such as plentiful of multiplayer content, new single-player missions, more multiplayer game modes, and 7 new weapons. The Stechkov Syndicate expansion also goes on to receive good ratings. So what is next for this critically acclaimed tactical shooter? Vivendi is at this time asking for a potential follow-up. Vivendi wants SWAT 5. So what happened? According to a podcast with Irrational Games called Irrational Behavior, they stated that they were more interested in pitching a new venue for the game. On the table, they have a video game idea that they have been wanting to do for a long time, and they thought SWAT 4's framework would make a nice fit.
You know, we didn't really know what to do creatively, and somebody, I can't remember who, started joking about zombie SWAT.
Yeah. Arrest all Draculas.
Yeah.
Kill five
Wolfmans.
They thought we were joking. I mean, imagine saying zombie SWAT and somebody think you're joking.
You prototyped it?
Yeah, we built a prototype. Like, we didn't have a fucking pot to piss in back then. You know, we were basically living from project to project. We had a product that got canceled that almost sunk us. And so we really didn't have any money, so we would have to really scramble between projects and come up with a bunch of prototypes really quickly. Sean, I believe you wrote up a design pitch for it?
I wrote up a design pitch that I called Infection, but it was like this super designer nerdy RPG.
It had a lot of base building, like you would...
Levine said that after putting together a short demo for Vivendi, the project got greenlit. And this is the actual pitch.
SWAT Special Division carries a police flag to a new front. In a world where scientific experimentation has yielded supernatural horrors, not all threats are human, and Special Division is tasked with protecting the nation against the terrors that do not officially exist. As a squad leader in the Special Division, you will command an elite set of SWAT officers, equipped with the best the nation has to offer in both lethal and non-lethal deterrence. Against you stands an unknown array of supernatural enemies and their allies, with an agenda no one fully understands, until you put your life on the line to stop them. SWAT Special Division will combine a dark, sophisticated horror story with tension-filled action to bring the player a darker, grittier experience. The SWAT franchise is uniquely positioned to bring strategic first-person shooter action and a suspense-filled horror story together. Action in SWAT 5 naturally alternates between the frantic shooting of an entry gun awry and the tense strategic preparation for suspect contact. Now, behind every door there could be another armed suspect, or something far, far worse.
Hey, this is Ken Levine, the creative director of Irrational Games, and we got this little video here of a game that we never actually shipped called Division 9. It sort of predated some of the zombie games you're seeing now, and I think it's of all the games in the studio that we wish we had done, this is the one. So check it out. We never made it, but we kind of wish we did.
Okay,
let's move.
See that? Let's move. Guns up! Watch out! Form up. Ready.
What started out as SWAT 5 became a tactical shooter with a co-op play of endless hordes of zombies to face. Remember, this is 3 years before Left 4 Dead started the zombie survival craze. Irrational's design included a more strategic layer with base building and resource management, and the project was deemed too ambitious and lacking in appeal. Fortunately for fans, the studio put together a trailer of sorts that demonstrates their concept. The video shows footage from the raw, unpolished prototype that was put together in 1 week. Irrational went on to seek other partnerships, and very soon after, Irrational struck a deal with Take-Two Interactive for a new project. Irrational Games is acquired and went on to create the award-winning BioShock series.
Well, here's what happened. We had set up BioShock with Take-Two, and we had 2 teams. You know, we had one team was doing BioShock, and the Australian team still needed a project to do. They did their own prototype, which is really cool.
That's right, I forgot about that.
And we took it out, and we actually were able to get Vivendi really interested. And right when I was about to sell the company, you know, somehow we ended up getting our wires crossed, and we told Vivendi, oh yeah, we're going to do that deal with you. We're going to do Division 9 with you guys, and thanks for the offer, and we're going to take it. And we were just about to sell the company at the same time, and obviously we couldn't do both. So we actually got somebody to buy the game. It was just too late for us. We were already committed to moving down a different road. It was I think the only game we ever sold but never did.
The owner of the SWAT IP, Vivendi, merged with Activision Blizzard in 2008. Sierra Entertainment was then discontinued. The publisher moved on, and we never heard mention of the Police Quest series or SWAT again. In August of 2014, Activision reactivated the Sierra Entertainment label, opening up a future for the franchise, as Sierra holds the IP for any future installments of the series. The website for Sierra, previously redirected to Activision's website, was updated, showcasing a new logo, teasing more to be revealed at Gamescom of 2014. Activision goes on to confirm that the Sierra label would re-release some of their older games, reimagining their older franchises, as well as collaborating with indie studios to create new and innovative, edgy and graphically unique projects. At the Game Awards hosted in December, Ken and Roberta Williams is honored with the industry icon for their work with Sierra. Sierra will focus on publishing downloadable games through PlayStation Network, Steam for PC and Xbox Live. We are very proud of what we created all those years ago with Sierra Online, and today's news about carrying Sierra forward as an indie-specific brand is very encouraging, said founder Ken Williams in an official statement. SWAT has never been mentioned since then. In 2017, Activision releases SWAT 4 on GOG. This remains the last post for Sierra Entertainment on their official Twitter page. The link to their website now leads to an outdoor shop. The hope for SWAT 4's successor almost dwindles out. But at the same year, a new studio emerges with promises of a new tactical shooter in the spirit of SWAT. Ready or Not, developed by Void Interactive, gives the SWAT 4 fanbase some hope. The spiritual successor to SWAT 4, Ready or Not, has yet to deliver on its promises. Void has secured a publisher with Team 17, but the future of the title is still very much undetermined. It would seem like SWAT 5 and the legacy of the IP is in the hands of Activision Blizzard, and it is now likely buried in the basement of a soulless corporate building that has had in 2021 the biggest sexual harassment scandal in the history of the games industry. This is the conclusion. SWAT 5 is in the hands of Activision Blizzard. I sincerely hope there's a studio out there willing to take a risk and create new games in the spirit of SWAT. But it's not all bad. Today we have games like 0 Hour and Ground Branch that are proving that there is still hope for slow-paced tactical shooters. Thank you so much for listening to the story of SWAT and SWAT 5. If you liked this mini documentary style, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm now gonna go over some things I found very interesting, but I deemed it unfit to go into the main portion of the video itself, so please enjoy. On July 16th of 2013, Jim Walls, a former police officer and a veteran game designer with Sierra Entertainment, announced Precinct, a Kickstarter proposal for a spiritual successor to the Police Quest franchise. The game aspired to follow the classic Sierra adventure game formula with a modern feel, and Sierra veteran Robert Lindsley has been signed to produce it, but the Kickstarter failed. Subsequently, Walls and Lindsley announced that they would instead launch an alternative fundraising campaign for Precinct, which they called New and Unique. But the crowdfunding campaign was also unsuccessful and it shut down just after 2 weeks. Today you can find the top-down spiritual successor to these games in Door Kickers by Killhouse Games. I recommend you check those out. The founders of Sierra, Ken and Roberta Williams, are making a return to development, but it's not for Police Quest or any new SWAT game. Irrational Studios shut down in 2014 and was reborn as Ghost Story Games with Ken Levine as chief. I think it's highly unlikely that they will ever make another game in the style of SWAT 4. In 2016, a mod developer named Easy Street released SWAT 4 Elite Force, a mod for SWAT 4 Stachkov Syndicate that aims to make the game a lot more realistic and bring a lot more content to the base game. The mod is still being updated to this day, so if you want to play SWAT 4, I suggest to try Elite Force mod. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can support me by subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Do you think the series will ever make a comeback? Leave a comment about your thoughts on it and I will see you in the next video. Bye.